Good morning. Welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee. Thank you for waiting for me as I've been running around. The weather is extremely cold, but I'm in a t-shirt because that's how fast I've been running around the house getting everything ready that I've managed to warm myself up. So that's a bonus. Also stressed about being late, so sorry about that. I'm here. We have good news. There is, what is there? No sewage. And I have a fridge. Dun dun dun. And the screen looks dark again. I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. I've got extra lights this time. Let me just check on my phone before we. I know you've been waiting. I've just lost 7 people in one go there. Like, oh, she's here. Oh, rubbish. Hang on a sec. Let's get this proper. I've got the light on, but it might be my screen. Let's have a look. Sorry about this. I've been running around trying to get everything working. Come on, phone. Show me the me. Oh, it is bright. It's just my screen for some reason. Anyway, that's all good then. Hey, there's me. Hey, let me just check in there. Right, yeah, sorry, I've been running around for the last 15 minutes and managed to get myself worked up when I was all chilly earlier. Chilled. So I will calm down. As I did promise a much better show than last week. Yeah, apologize for last week. I should not have done the stream. I thought I could wing it, but I did not. So thank you for the lovely messages. If you missed it, I had a sewer explosion in my garden, basically, and not even just my own sewer. It was the whole neighbourhood sewer. I can't see. I'm struggling to see on my own. I know why. This is going to be really stupid as well. Hang on a moment. Hang on. This is where it goes. I know why. Have a look. No. Oh my lord. I'm not. You know what it is. You know what it is. I'm not even. I'm not even gonna say that. You know. If you know, you know. Hang on. Now let's click that. Right. Oh, yeah, there I am. I can see it now. I could barely see the screen, but now I can. Hey. So yes, if this is your first stream as well, apologise. Welcome. So normally we talk about the shenanigans that have happened in the last week about Squiddo. It's been put off a bit because of the sewerage explosion. So yes, all my neighbourhood sewage is was exploding in my own garden, and I was very upset about it. I'm just going to move here. I was very upset about it on Sunday, as you could see. But this carried on till Wednesday, so it just got worse and worse. So I won't bang on about it too much, but I should give you the full update. Severn Trent every day would say, from Saturday onwards, they would say, oh, hang on, it's me messing with the light. Gotta get my good side. Because I looked at last week's as well, I thought, bloody hell, I look terrible. Hang on. I'm not looking terrible anymore. The days of terribleness are done. That's better. There we go. So yeah, the sewer was exploding everywhere, and they were saying every day we will get to you by 10 p.m. We promise. So every day till 10 p.m. Which normally is the sort of thing where you can't concentrate because you can't think about stuff. And especially for me, it's one of my things. So it was just that day of slowly losing my mind, not being able to go to the office, and not being able to focus to do, like computer work or anything like that. As I was slowly spiraling. I've got too much light. So it's been a fun week, whilst also calling them a lot for updates, and them saying, "We've told you it'll be by 10." Saying yes, but every time anyone in the neighbourhood flushes their toilet or washes clothes or anything, it all like suits into my garden. And they're like, "Yeah, well, hope you have a nice evening. Like, yeah, cheers. I'll have a wicked evening. Cheers. That's what I want. But yeah, when they did come Wednesday, my suspicions were correct. Because and then I was getting more wound up because I feel sometimes like I'm too much of a pushover, but I don't think in the cold light of day that I am. I think I am just nice and understanding. I think there's definitely a level, hello Screepies, of being a pushover and being well, not a Karen, because there's, being that sort of pushy, mean person, basically. So one of my I was thinking, well, there's just not enough vans or whatever, and yeah, I guess loads of other sewers have been exploding. So what is it my right to demand to be the first? When everyone else, well, not everyone else, but obviously a lot of other people are in the same position. But then I was having this whole conflict of like, do I need to shout more? And everyone online's like, within 2 hours they should be here, or you should sue them. That's what I would do. And then I'm like, well, I haven't done this. Am I a loser? But I think I did it just fine. So when they did come on Wednesday, the sewer blokes were ace. They were really nice. And I was chatting to them as I am a tradesman patter sort. So they're like, sewers, eh? What are they like? They probably just talked to me to get me to go away. But yeah, I was asking them about how many of them there are and stuff. And Severn Trent is a huge area. And they said there were 10 crews, which is like a van of 2 people. And that they average like 4 jobs a day. And he said at the time there was 168 jobs on the list. So that's 168 people basically in a similar situation to me. And he said the ones they'd been to before me that day were worse. So yeah, there was worse out there. And yeah, that's rubbish. They said, yeah, when they turn up, because people have been waiting so long, they get all the abuse. But because I'm nice, I was already aware of that, so I was very nice to them. But they said they expected me to be awful because because on the note it said must be attended to by today on Wednesday. So they said, yep, we know you'll have been ranting on the phone. I said, yeah, I was a bit mean on the phone. I wasn't really. But that's it. Like, so it's frustrating because they're doing their job. They're absolutely fine. They're doing a great job. They did it really quickly, tidied up for me and everything. The phone people, as much as they agitated me, I wasn't mean to them. I was just starting to lose my patience by Tuesday. But the phone people, they've been told that they have to just keep repeating the line, and there's not really any more they can do either. That's the problem. I have too much empathy with the with customer service people because I think, this just must be such a rubbish job. So they're just getting everyone shouting at them all day. The frontliners are getting people shouting at them all day, and so we've got 33 people. I'm going to talk about sewage every week. Some minis. And yeah, then there's some shareholders at the top just making absolute millions, and they're going, shall we add a couple more crews so that all our staff don't have a terrible problem and the people that Severn Trent cover don't have raw sewage in their gardens and streets and stuff? Or we could make a little bit more money. Yes. So that's it. It's the people that you can't get contact with. They're the ones in the wrong. So it's frustrating. And that's the problem. But yeah, I don't like giving it all that to people that are probably on minimum wage and hate their job. So I was glad that I didn't get too grumpy at them. But I will be getting grumpy at Severn Trent. I looked for all their compensation stuff, and it's full of clauses. And one of them was not extreme weather or something. And because we've had a bit of rain, I'm pretty sure they're going to say, well, because of the rain. But yeah, it was posted publicly. Squiddo Games had a similar issue and got 70 quid straight back into their account. So I'm going to try. I'm not expecting anything, and it's not worth my time to, put more effort and spoons and all that into it, but I'll have a little bit of a go. And yeah, the guys said that their job would be a lot easier if the phone people stopped telling people that they would come today, because it was that false expectation. So yes, they said it's gonna be in the week sometime. Well, every time you swear, I've got to accept the posting. So today it's going, everyone's swearing. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, I win. So yeah, sorry that's taken up 10 minutes, although to be fair, probably 5 because I was mucking about with the lights and all that. Yeah, and another of Annie's rambles, struggling with my image, not my image, I haven't been terrible, just my face and everything at the moment. So when I did watch back last week, I thought, oh no, oh, I look terrible. And obviously when you're filming, you're looking at your face a lot. And I've just been going, oh, what's happened to me? So I'm glad I've got it set up because now it is me. Yay. Yes, Jez says a winter sewer is better than a hot summer day. Yes, and it's very icy, so it's all frozen over. So yeah, they cleared it up. They obviously couldn't do much about the soil, so they said it's just going to decompose. So it's still very grim out there, but all on the soil. And where we had got loads of buckets of sewerage out into some of my trade show boxes, which will not be reused. Yes, they can be washed, but they will not. They will be purged, as anything that touched the sewerage is. But yeah, so I had various tubs of feces matter in the garden, massive tubs, and then they had iced over. And one of the things. One of the big sheets, we agree, we just throw it on the front lawn and it'll melt away, because it's mostly water, because it separate it. But it is if you have little ones, you may close their ears now, because I do need to use the term. I did call it shit ice. So that has been that's been on the front lawn, and then it's just refrozen. So it's like this horrible poo lollipop thing. So anytime dogs go by, they're like, "Oh yeah!" Sorry, pigs, I need to startle you there. So yeah, the dogs absolutely love it. So I'm the most popular in the neighbourhood now with my forbidden ice pops. But yeah, at least that is a bonus. At least the garden will be nice. I do take pride in my lawn when it's not covered in poo. So anyway, I am done talking about poo. It is, yeah. So naturally, that sunk me into quite the depression. Hey, so I was back. So it all happened. All got fixed Wednesday. Then I had Thursday off in a massive miserable. But I was in on Friday. So hopefully, hopefully things will be good again. The fridge finally came. What I started to say before it all went terrible last week is I've had problems with a fridge freezer since the start of mid-November or maybe December. I can't remember, but it's been a long time since I've had a working fridge. And you want fridge news? You get fridge news. So yeah, that's been a long time. Then that company kept doing the same thing of, we'll deliver it today. No, we're not delivering it today. I'll deliver it tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. And that combined with the sewer people of just this waiting and being entirely unable to do anything. While January, the amount of things I have to do for Bad Squiddo in January are obscene. It was just like, cool, so I can't get my stuff done. These people may or may not show up, but it's fine because my time's not worth anything. So yeah, that was fun. And then they wouldn't refund. They wouldn't refund it, even though we said we bought it because we want a fridge now. not because you don't have one in stock and you're palming us off, which is clearly what's happening. Not that I know about that. Any of those old tricks. But get a new dragon head for your fridge. This is true. I've got the Ristol one somewhere. But yeah, they said, oh, we can't deliver. You can't refuse it. You can't cancel it until we attempt to deliver, and we don't know when we'll deliver. So yeah, luckily Andy was handling that. So yeah, we got a new fridge from a different company. And it's here. and it works. We turned it on and went, ah, the hum of fridge. And that's just been another thing on the angst for the last couple of months. So pigs are happy as well because they've got more veg. The veg was getting all floppy. But that's why you haven't heard Dave typing this episode, because I chucked some lettuce on there just before, so they've all been munching. And now he's looking around for any scraps. So yeah, that's all Annie's woes. We'll actually talk about some bad Squiddo. So thank you for saying. I'm going to have a drink of my coffee as well. I have the salute mug because I've started to think about trade shows. And I do like the get ready to scramble, because that was me as I was scrambling to do the show. So I would say it's all coming up Millhouse, but I'm sure something else will appear. Massive thank you to Ian, who did a lot of he got poo all over him on Saturday, basically. It was unpleasant. I know I said I'd stop talking about it. And Gail, who was the one who contacted Environmental Health, which I think is what made it actually happen on Wednesday and not be another week. So thank you. So good. How is the Queen Elizabeth figures doing? They're doing okay. I need to keep advertising them because a lot of people don't know they're there. As expected, World War II Liz is doing the best. So I'm glad that I did split them, because I was wondering whether to put them as one big chunk or separate. So I'm glad I did that, because that is by far the favourite. It's been quite quiet at the moment in general because it's January. So yeah, January for sales, as you'd imagine, January, February sort of area is always a bit crap. So there's always more pressure because it's, regardless of what I sell, I've still got to pay all my bills and stuff. So the start of the year is a very penny pinch sort of thing. So again, added to the stress, not being able to go to work, being ill at the start of the year as well. What's it? Yeah, I feel like I've barely been in work, basically, and I have a lot to do and not as much money as normal coming in, so adding to the stress. Tim has been busy assembling and painting a bunch of bad Squiddo stuff. Yes, from the old days. Yes, get that painted, then you can justify buying some more new releases. Ratty says salute you, not salute you two. And Lil says she'll come up. Yes, you will be working for me this week, Lil. I don't know if you know that or not. I would recommend midweek. Maybe early. I need to phone Mr. Blister again because I don't have blister packs. I've got one size of blister pack. They split the order into two. So they did half of it just before Christmas, after I'd waited like 3 months for my blister packs. I went, yay, I've got half of the stuff. And then the second half hasn't come and they haven't replied to my email, so I'm going to call them tomorrow. The only chance, I only messaged them, I think, some point in the week, and all I could deal with at that point was email because I'd just been on the phone too much to Severn Trent. So I'm going to, gonna call a few people on Monday, actually, chasing up stuff that I've kind of let slip because I thought, well, it's been Christmas and stuff. Well, yeah, I've got the size that I need is the smaller size, so it's fine. I can just put them in the bigger ones. So I'll find out Monday what's happening with them, Lil, and then if it's going to be longer, I'll just get you to come up and use the Pvert midis, the size. And if they are going to deliver this week, then we'll be using the Pvert keypad. That's what they're called. We got Gary's going to MOT his car and then spend the rest here. Yes. Tempted by a female PM range of handlers and entourage. Oh Lord, no. I do try and stay out of the politics, but the literal politics rather than things that get lumped into politics. But yeah, doing political figures is always... Well, I found the issue with the Queen, even though she's technically not a political figure, just the aggro from both sides when you release stuff. So someone like a Prime Minister, I have got Ms. June, of course, but she has no resemblance to anyone, and she's part of the World War II range, so there. But yeah, doing political figures, I have seen You either get the people against the figure go, ah, you must support this figure. That's why you've made them. Like, no, they're a person from history. And the people who are pro that figure, that person, then either say, oh, it doesn't look how I dreamed it would, or they're like, ah, one of us. Like, no, they're just women. We're doing figures of women. So yeah, and most of the notable female politicians are terrible. So yeah, if there was someone I thought, wow, you're really cool, I probably would do the old going into politics, but no. Kate said, think the lead time on new miniature are too long given how quickly they change. Yes, yeah, it is. Yeah, blooming hell is. Is it too excited to get? It's too early to get excited for Salute. It is not. Although I have now panicked about Vapnatac, realizing that it's in 2 weeks. I went, oops. I should probably do something about that. Get my stuff ready for Vapnatac, and then that's always a bit of a practice for Salute as well. So I'm looking forward to seeing people. If you are at Vapnatac, please don't talk too much about my sewerage. That's what happens at shows, because they'll see an advert and then it just means all day people going, saw that thing with the sewerage, and I just talk about sewerage all day, and then by the end of it I'm like, oh. You can have a passing remark and then you must just wish me happy birthday because it's my birthday, well, around Vapnatac. So what have we got there? What have we missed here? Missed something there. No, Ratty's car didn't make to MOT. No, it's because it was full of rats. It was powered by rats. They went, this is not a car. This is just a trench coat full of rats. Like it was. You know what happened. Yeah, and ironically, I did get the what was it? The award, the toilet award at Vapnatac, quite a few years ago. So I do have that toiletiness about me. Daniel, I saw your nails on, I think it was Twitter or Instagram. They were very good. It was a good call. What did I miss there? Fenris says direct all VAP sewerage chats to me at the back of the stand. I think Fenris is coming up to Vapnatac. He's not been to Vapnatac, so by saying the back of the stand is like, you haven't seen the Vapnatac stand. It is not large. There is no back of stand. It's wherever there is space. It's one of those shows where I spend the whole day doing this. Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you go look. You go look. I'm just go over here. That's quite. I thought it was quite good there. What have we got? Ratmobile. I know, from Pigmobile. I found the pigs having a meeting this morning. Well, Andy found the pigs having a meeting, to be fair, which I've put on Twitter. They were all kind of in a corner. But I should probably talk about some bad Squiddo stuff, shouldn't I? Although I do get the impression that you're pleased that I am back and in a perkier mood, which is good. I was starting to worry that this would be the start of a whole doom spiral. But Friday morning, like in a film or a shallow self-help thing, I woke up, I heard birds singing. I did, and I thought, well, it's not all bad. They are living the great lettuce raid. Dave's got himself a hay cigar at the moment. But yeah, it's been rubbish. It's just that sort of, even though your brain goes, oh, new year, the last few months of last year were appalling. Remember me having some pretty serious health horrors. So yes, glad to be feeling chirpier. So planning what they want you to plant in the soon-to-be fertile soil. Yeah, the soil. So my garden is, the back garden is pretty much grass for the pigs. So I'm thinking, oh, I could put loads of wildflowers and stuff, and they'll go mad in it. But then the pigs can't eat it, so everything's for you. It's all for you. But it's worth it. They're so good, aren't you? And Karen with a little haircut. They've been a bit chilly, so I've got the heating on for them. So Bad Squiddo. Yeah, that attacks in a couple weeks, which is in York. My first show since Expo in the summer, so that's good because you now know that I only do Expo, Salute, and VAT Attack. The last two because they are humongous, and I don't have much energy anymore. So if I can do a big show, big reward. VAT Attack's one of the smaller, although of that realm, because I feel like Expo and Salute are in their own sort of size thing. So of the smaller shows, VAT Attack's quite a big one. And I just really like it, even though I have got it's only a tiny stand I've got there. So I guess that's another reason I like it, because I can't stress too much, because I know all I can fit is X amount of racks, which I need to, this is the time of year where I need to go back through my photos and go, how many racks can I squeeze in? And have the annual discussion with Dave Lanchester of whether or not I can just put the racks up against the all of that sort of stuff. That's in York. It's a very good show. It's at York Racecourse, and obviously then you can go into York, which has lots of cool stuff. So I do recommend that show. Also, it's generally quite good for me to get money. Good money. And how many rats I can fit. I'm joking there. And what was I going to say? Racks. It's a show. It's a show. You should go. Do any shops in Nottingham sell you and Fenris minis? They do not. On the website there is a link to various shops. I need to update it because there's been some more. Carol said, "Is Dave Lanchester the books guy I met at BritCon?" Yes, that is him. He said, what was it? Partisan. I can't remember what he said, but he was very complimentary of you, Carol, anyway. You're in there. Or not. No, he's lovely. He's a really nice chap. He's mostly been confused the last time I've seen him, because he goes, Why aren't you at trading? Like, can't be bothered, Dave. I can't be bothered. Oh no, I just thought you were lovely. That was all. It's all good. It's all good. Yes, you should all mash the like button. Costed Absolute, and it's a big no. Yeah, VAP's going to be a lot cheaper, and it's in the north, so everything in the north's cheaper. Yeah, he wasn't like, who's that woman? Who's that woman at BritCon? I wonder if BritCon's back this year. I've been looking at some Lardy days, but they're generally too far, and I've been mental. I want to do some Lardy days. Ratty will be at Salute with squid hat, name badge, and tiny hands. Yes. Yeah, if you are up in Scotland, Jill, York might be a good one to get to. And then, yes, this is the time of year where we go, oh crap, Salute's basically tomorrow. It does seem to get pretty quickly. Pandemonium's better from post-viral fatigue. Yes, see, it's all happening. Yeah, they're a bit far for you, Daniel, but yes, you can follow online. With Andreas, want to get over, you should all do a road trip, meet up somewhere Europely, and come along. The Salutes, I'm not sure if it's out publicly, but the map and everything is out. I've got my old spot back, which I like. Caused a weird bit of drama last year, but because I had a different spot and the people of that spot were a bit grumpy. I'm like, I don't choose the spot, they just put you in a spot. But I'm back where I was. I'm back where I was 2 or 3 years in a row in that sort of middle spot, which is much better. It was fine last year because there just weren't many traders, but I don't want to be against the back. It's almost like you're an afterthought back there. I like being in the middle, because when people go, you know what, should we do another lap? They tend to just do that middle-y bit. It's like, oh, I won't go back, I'll just do a skim here. And yeah, I reckon I've got some balloon arch on the go. Yes, balloon arch for sure. Now you say from Sewergeddon, can we get a rendition of Papa Don't Bear? No. Although when I was running around getting this set up today, um, I was, because someone had put Squidlicious or something something like that in the comments. I was rushing around making my coffee, singing "Squidalicious" by Beyonce. So there's one for your head for the rest of the day. Mm. What else has been happening at Squiddo? I was supposed to meet up with Miscast. I can't remember Miscast not Miscast Miniatures. Miscast the YouTuber, but I couldn't because of the sewers. Whey! So that was part of this week. I had some new packaging come. Whey! It's all boring, but it's more and more of these getting things painted up. Blah, brain. Carla at Painting Nights and Amy at Warp Fiend have been working their way through the Bristol stuff that's not been painted yet, and then I've been getting it back on brain. Brain. I got distracted because I was like, "Hello, Lower Michigan hiking and camping adventures." That's so nice. Yeah, what a year, huh, Captain? It's January. Yeah, so boring stuff, but more packaging coming and getting some more paint stuff. Amy has recently painted some lovelies. I'm not even going to bother trying to show you like this, but I will be putting some pictures up, and I've retweeted it about. But she's painted the vault. Oh. The vault, the reanimation lab, the robo scarecrows. I think it was those three. She's currently got now the little robots and the scarecrows. So hang on, what we got here. So they have been painted lovely. So I'll be photographing them next week. The vault especially is really nice. If you're not following Amy, you need to go have a look. She is Warp Fiend Studios. I'm going to try and wake her up later as well to come out into town to a protest, which I'll talk a bit about in a bit. Obviously not too much because it's not too Squiddo, and I've talked about me enough. I'm going to have another sip of coffee because I've been on chatty madness. What have we got? And I do appreciate people coming. There's 36 of you, and yeah, if you haven't done that yet, then you should. What's going on here? Oh, well, Tim's here. While Tim's here, in the comments, he sent me these. As you can see, I've already been. I love those little note bits. For it was on my wish list, and for once, I actually have started reading a book as it's arrived, because the sort of in joke in the house is, what a great book, that'll look lovely on the shelf while I'm playing Diablo. So look at all these smart things, and then I get, I'm just there like killing demons. But yes, so this is about Britain's black servicemen and women in World War II, and it is really interesting so far. I learned a bunch when because the other books I've got are specifically on women, and that was really interesting when I was researching. Thank you, fascinating. I was actually going to dye it last night again as like a yes, I'm back, but it was too cold. It's too cold. I was like, no, I'm not sitting around with that on my head. It's too cold. But what am I missing here? Wizard things. I was going to say. Yes, the book is interesting for general learning, but there's also what's it? Hang on, drinking this. It's hard not to try and mix everything into work, because learning about something, I can just learn about it without learning to make a miniature. But I am tempted to do some male miniatures and kind of open it out a bit to what's it, to like just basically people that aren't as I'm stumbling because I'm going, what's going on in the chat? But yeah, people who just aren't as represented in the war, and it's been very interesting so far reading about how much Britain sucks. Basically, it's a nice grim read. There's some nice story, and you're like, wow, why again? Like with all the specific lady stuff, it's like why isn't this common knowledge? Why is this a niche bit of interest? And you're like, oh, I see. Yes, of course, because people are terrible. That is why. But yeah, there's some interesting people in there. There's a chap I was just reading about who shot down, or whose team, because he said that you couldn't know. He was the sergeant, and you don't know specifically who fired the shot, but his team shot down the highest Luftwaffe on record or something. And yeah, it's like gonna gonna sell anyone. And there was a really interesting bit from see. So I'm like, yes, interesting things about war. And then like glancing at the comments, and I've totally lost what you're chatting about in there. And I'm like, sexy postman Pat. What? Keep going, it's fine. You do you sexy postman Pats. Hey, Barry's here. Hey, Barry. What was it? Oh, that's just reminded me. I don't think it was a tweet. I think it was in my dream, but someone had tweeted that they will buy any miniature other than a miniature playing a saxophone. I think that was in my dream. Anyway, anyway, yeah. What was it? Yeah, there was a quote. I can't remember if it was the author of this or another author. I think it might have been another author that was quoted that had written. I can't remember if it was something about a black RAF guy, and he had a really angry letter in from an old RAF veteran from World War II, and it was very angry, and it was like, how dare you, I lived this, and you shoehorning in these people, they weren't there, woke nonsense brigade. And it was interesting because according to that guy, it was saying, while people they weren't uncommon, it was they weren't rare. It wasn't rare to have black people. There was, specifically there I was reading about in the RAF in World War II. But when you get sort of areas which are different, so some will be more mixed than others, that it's perfectly understandable that this guy had never experienced any black guys in the RAF, but because it wasn't advertised, because he personally didn't experience it, he didn't hear about it anywhere else. So that's his version of events, basically. So that's really interesting, just how someone who was there didn't know about it. So, how is your general public and stuff supposed to know? So that's been quite interesting so far. So thanks a lot, Tim. He also got me some cherry mead, which is amazing. But I've been pacing, I've been having little goblets at a time. We got here. Yay! Daniel said the notebooks I gave to 2 peeps Christmas made 2 super happy trans people. Woo! We got Harlem Hellfighters. Yes. Yeah. It's just wild that it still happens, obviously, people that give all that, and then after the war, it's like, right, off you go again. Like, but just, yeah, humanity. 38 minutes in, I'm still rambling away. I hope you don't mind. I'm just seeing what I've got, what I've got on my show and tell area. Oh no, I think if I'd got the bottle earlier, I would have. I probably would have knocked it back, but it's hard with mead. When have we ever minded? This is true. So I've been in my little misery pit. So I've just been like, everyone hates me and all my minis are rubbish, and I'm just gonna run away. I got this mini from Fenris. Again, you can't fully see it. It's some like sexy but not sexy merfolk. I'm sure he'll tell you about it. But I saw it and went, oh, that might reinvigorate a bit of painting pizzazz. So I thought I might give that because you can just do that in the sort of transition-y colours rather than because it's quite big. That could be a nice insta win, as in take a couple hours painting it and then it'd be completely done and go, woo. Barry's still hoping for some more World War II. It's the year that's after the Soviet little hand. The Soviet Bopa's crew, because I really am intending that to happen this year. I want to do a load more World War IIs. So I do have the vampire stuff coming up, and I've still got my target for the end of February to have done all the community miniatures, which I will. And then it's more World War II. And kind of because of that latest Wargames Illustrated. So they did a resistance fighter, sort of French special. And they featured some of my minis, which was ace, which I knew they came and took some minis, so I had an inkling they would be in it. Yeah, it made me think, why don't I have many French resistance? So it's a French resistance, or not special, but that, cover article. I'm like, why aren't I doing this? Why haven't I done this? So I think you're supposed to be a leader in World War II ladies, and you need to do more. So originally it's Germans and Soviets, some more Soviets this year. And now I'm tempted to kind of bump up my resistance French a bit. Because if that's what people are playing at the moment, I might actually sell. I might actually sell some. Because I know they're playing 200 hours and bits like that. And I thought, well, at least they would go with the SOE, whereas Germans would be on a completely different thing. But maybe I'd do all of them this year. Da-na-na-na. Kate says, ever thought about doing 20 mil figures? Local groups mainly using 20 now. No. Basically, just because my life is people saying, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Which is hard enough in 28 mil. Once I start going to a different scale, it kind of just increases that. So for now, it's going to be 28. 20 is probably the most realistic for at some point, maybe. But for currently, I just want to stick to one sort of thing. But yeah, I want to do some more European Frenchy stuff as well as doing the Soviet partisans. It's just money. It does take a lot of money to make miniatures. And say it's been extra tough lately with so just with being January. I think small companies everywhere are really getting it because all this extra crap, the stuff literally. All the weird Brexit regulations. Like at the moment, they're still not shipping. They're still not shipping to outside of the UK from Royal Mail, which isn't the strikes. So we had the strikes, and then now we've got something wrong with they said like a cyber attack, and they can't ship overseas. So it's like 21st of January. I'm like, can my can my overseas people get anything? Maybe. So yeah, all those sort of things are a lot harder to sort of soak up as a little company. So obviously you've got people overseas that are waiting for that to be gone before they order, and then while they're waiting, they might forget or see something else and all that. So it has been very tough, and yeah, having to take that risk on new miniatures. I'm getting very not brutal. Not Cavalier. No, not Cavalier. Getting very something. Basically, the return on investment has to be quite good for the next few minis because I can't really take that many chances with sort of quirky or different things, basically. Whereas sometimes, what I normally do is do some sort of sure things, then some things where I'm like, nah, whatever, and then so all that sort of stuff. So it's good. It's good. It's fine. But yeah, it is tough. It is very tough at the moment. And say that on top of being ill and having a sewage explosion and no fridge is a whole thing. So yeah, that's the old mental health has been a bit rubbish. We've got office painter here to offer some wise words in there. So let me drink a coffee and I will be off shortly. But what else have I missed? What have I missed while I've just been staring out of the window this week? What will be coming out at Salute? Don't know. I don't know. Normally, it's because all been jiggled up because of the corona and everything. But yeah, it used to always be, oh, what's the big release at Salute? And I'm totally out of that pattern as well. I'm like, I think there is going to be. It's going to be. 20 mil Squiddo, my life will be complete. Oh, you'll have to wait a bit more, possibly forever, Evil Ginger. But maybe. If I did do it, it would be World War II because I know that more people do that. Um, Blumenek, yeah, we have had 3 PMs whilst there's also been out of it. Yeah, yeah. But I am, since my revelation of Friday of waking up to beautiful bird song, I have been feeling a lot more positive. I've got some excitements for Squiddo this year, and I've started getting myself and been working on better habits. Started getting myself more immersed in back in history again, which is what I really want to do. And I think I said that before. That's the thing, the learning about the miniatures, the telling people about the people. That's what really gets me fired up, and I haven't been able to do it. And then partly because of having to do a million things, but then I have fell in the habits of sort of going home, scrolling the internet, going in a TikTok loop of horror. Of late, it's been pounding Diablo 3 rather, but trying to sort of, even if it's just an hour. So one of my little tasks for per day now is just read 1 page of a book. And obviously, you read a page, you're like, well, might as well read a few more pages. But even if I don't, then I've read a page, and maybe tomorrow, So the fact that I cracked through that, I've put it up on my shelf. Let me slide away. What have we got there? Yeah, office painters not allowed. Not anyone can work on my stand. It has to be high, what's the word? Dignified folk. Where did I put the book? There it is. I read a whole book. I've got that thing where one of those people that used to read loads and then is just not. And so I've got all my lovely books, and then I'll sit and play the Switch. But the book that got me back into the habit of reading is nothing to do with history. It was this book. Richard Bloom, who does the show Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, she's Ace, and it was just her sort of autobiography about being a weirdo. So for some reason I related to that somewhat. We got there. I missed some stuff. Oh no. So yeah, I plowed through that book, and now it's given me the like, oh yes, I do like reading books. Maybe I should do that more. And I've got a nice little area here as well. Got a little lamp, got my mice, got my pigs. So yeah, that was the getting back into reading, and now I'm gonna be a bit more intentional with it, and that'll give me more mojo and motivation. And if I can talk about some cool stuff I've read like this each week, it adds a little bit to the show. So yeah, it's all good. I'm quite excited about stuff Squiddo is going to do. Slowly doing that is a bit of the 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back, but then 3 steps forward. So I'm, getting there, just not linearly. Jill says, as a librarian, my secret shame is I struggle to read. Partly is, I think it really is this really textbook sort of millennial Gen Z thing, where just attention span, and my attention span sucks anyway, but it's definitely been cut down by things like TikTok. But now if someone sends me a 2-minute video, I'm like, 2 minutes, I've got to watch a video for 2 minutes. I also joined Audible because I used to listen to lots of interesting stuff on YouTube, and now I've just fell into the algorithm again, same as TikTok, and watching horror, listening to horror about various YouTube dramas and things. I'm like, again, is this how I want to spend my time? So I got So I got Audible to try out last night, and I've started on the Virginia Hall book, which I actually own, but it means if I can listen to that on my walk to work and back and stuff like that, then again, that's just more to absorb in and keep me infused, because obviously the day-to-day running of business isn't enough to keep you infused, because there's always setbacks and grimness on that sort of side. Anyway, it's been 50 minutes. I'm trying to think if there's anything else before I bugger off. I'm glad to be back, really, especially after last week. I felt like a right idiot after that. I was like, what have we done? And yeah, that was rubbish. But yes, things good. Audible was recommended by loads of people. I'm gonna go. I'm dawdling because I had kind of like being here. Don't want to go. So yeah, I'm just going to try all the old self-improve. So thank you for everyone for being excellent. Being excellent on just everything. The last week, year, years, or year 8 of Bad Squiddo coming up to, because Bad Squiddo started. When did it start? It was like February. Yeah, pretty much February. So one thing that was annoying, I got Audible and went, okay, £10 a month. Okay, I'll do it. And when I've got to buy all the books as well, I thought you got the books free. I went, oh, and the books cost more than the books I've got, like the physical books. And then I did look at what they include, but the stuff included's a bit pants. But you do, I think you get a credit a month or something. So, well, I guess if I read one a month, that's 15 hours or something, that's still a lot. I don't know. You do get 1 credit a month. Because yeah, I was drawn to the Prince Harry book, but no, Ellie, you don't need it. You don't need that in your life. Do not need to listen to his oscillating penis. We got they cheat the authors out of royalties. Yeah, I've heard a lot of that sort of stuff. But if I'm listening to the books that I've got the book of anyway, I guess that's a bonus, because then there's, mix it up. Anyway, I am gonna go. I was deciding what to do today, and there is a protest in town, so I'm gonna go to that. In a nutshell, the Scottish Parliament have, in a rare move, gone, we'll give a few more rights to some transgender people. And then the British Parliament's gone, I don't think we should be dishing out rights or like that. So I'll be going as an ally to go support a bunch of wicked trans folk in town, and seeing who I can scoop up. I think I might have got a small posse that can come with me. So be nice and supportive and do a nice, polite demo, as is always. And then afterwards, get to see people say about how violent it was. And I'm like, but I was there. Like the last one I went to, they said it was so violent, and there were drums. We were banging the drums really loud, and they were tweeting that live, and I was stood there going, there are no drums. What are you doing? There are no drums here. And then afterwards, found out some building nearby had people drumming, and it's like, okay. And there's a video as well, because they video you so they can put you online and then try and end you for protesting, just wanting people to have basic human rights. So they film you, and they were like, look at this mob, and it's just like all these rainbow people with little flags going, hey. So yeah, I'm gonna go be a good ally, even though it is bloody freezing out there. It is worth it. No, I don't mind. It's one of the reasons I don't mind going, because I don't feel as threatened because I'm not the target. It's hard to explain. I feel I can be, if I'm there as support, then that can be good. Because it's the group of people that don't get the support and need it. People who are People who are very transphobic are very loud. A lot of the people who are supportive of trans people can be a bit quiet because that's how it is. The people against the things are louder. So it's good to make an effort to do an actual thing and be there as support. And I'm saying this not to get praise points. That's why I always feel like it's like, oh, look at me, what a great ally I am. I don't know if our protests are gonna change anything, but it's mostly just to show trans people that there are people who do actually care. So if that makes someone's day or cheers them up, then that's doing a good thing, because it is the whole be excellent to each other. I'm gonna try and make a sign. I normally end up finding a sign or someone has spare signs. I've been trying to think of a quirky sign. But yes, me and Pad Squiddo are very, very I think pro-trans sounds like a weird phrase as well. It's like pro people, not dickheads. Like pro people doing their thing. So yeah, I very much supportive of the trans community, and will go and assist. I'll not punch anyone. I won't. I just have my thing like that, going, when's the acceptable time to go to the pub because it's cold. That's me with a flag, not like stabbing anyone. Yeah, I saw some awful protest signs yesterday, and I'm like, oh, why do people have to ruin it? So I'm just gonna have a nice sign like "Don't be a dick" or something. Anyway, rambling on. It's coming up to an hour. I will see you all. Thank you for coming along, and I'm going to try and be a bit more active on the old website and stuff. On the old website, on the old internet. Might even get some cheeky releases. Right, goodbye.